Hey, it's you! Come on in, we're so glad to see you!
We have an adventurous soap today from Stirling Soap Company.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we're the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, we're so glad to see you. Come on in. Thanks for being here. Join the chat if you happen to be here during the live premiere. The Whiff Pack would love to meet you.
Would.
And what's our mention today?
Well, this was sent to us from our friend Angelo at the Shave Arcade, and it is kind of a really cool archival piece here.
This is something we're not too sure about, but these are things called new old stock. So apparently, a lot of the vintage shaving gear was so beloved and so coveted that it is still being preserved by certain collectors, and you can still get it on eBay and other places like that.
Yes.
So this is William's original tallow soap. I don't think this has been available since 1971. And what does it smell like?
You know, it smells super, super clean, and it actually says on the flap to use Aqua Velva after, which is kind of a fun fact.
I bet you they were related.
But it has a nice, clean, fresh, a little powdery, talky, but then it does have like that clean soap smell, you know, like
kind
it
of a little bit of a spice in there.
And
like
I feel like it's really crowd pleasing, like anyone would enjoy this scent. But I don't know, it's just a little piece of history that'll be on our set. So you'll see it hiding behind us as episodes go.
We'd kind of love there to be an homage someday.
If somebody wants to bring that back.
Right, and what is our soap today?
Our soap today is actually super fun. It really works well with our celebrity vibe. But fun fact, one of our first giveaways that we had, our winner, Sloppy Badger, actually bought this soap.
This was the one. So we've been waiting this long, folks. Let's meet it. All right, y'all. So from the sales page at Stirling Soap Company, there are some scent notes we're going to give away a little bit, but I think that's okay. This is also, you said the David Bowie's signature scent.
Yes, trademark scent. It was like how this is written. Right. I mean, a lot of other people used it, but I guess he was like the OG.
This is what Labyrinth smells like here.
Right?
Okay, so go ahead.
A blend of bergamot, orange, green tea.
Cool.
Oh, black currant, galbanum, musk. There's a lot. It's a Creed scent here, y'all people. Okay, sandalwood, and petitgrain. This is a fragrance inspired by the Creed Silver Mountain Water Cologne.
It's funny, though, because having gone through a bunch of Creeds, these are different. I'm not really used to the petitgrain, green tea, black.
Different.
These are different. It's usually a lighter, kind of a whiter, bluer sense.
Like going off the label, too, like Stirling chose Mountain Man as the name. It does have that masculine, more outdoorsy, different vibe than some of the other ones. I don't know. To me, they have more like a spring-summer vibe, but this one,
well, executive man, sharp-dressed man, they denote more of a business meeting, but this is a little bit more running, jumping, climbing trees kind of a thing, like brawny guys.
Right? No, you're totally
Yo, let's open the box. We got this box when the menthols were announced, y'all, so it's big.
We may have gotten a few sets.
Ice cold episodes are yet to come, folks, so you didn't see any of these. Frozen Tuxedo, speaking of Creed. You didn't see Mango. You didn't see... Oh, here it is. This is Mountain Man. You didn't see Sterling Gentleman.
No,
is the splash hiding in there?
We got to keep digging. There may be a sticker.
I'm going to stand by.
Not today. Hold on. Nope.
Laurel. We got big box, so we buy them. We buy them big from Stirling. Here it is.
Found the prints.
Let's do perfect friends.
Oh yeah, it's the person on the label this time.
All right, y'all. Let's go up into the Sierras for this first impression.
Did you see? He's actually shaving with like a knife.
With a Bowie knife. David Bowie.
Oh, hey.
Clearly, that's the connection, right? This was David Bowie's.
And then this has like the axes and the tent on it.
I think she should go first because I got to ask her some questions.
Okay, I got to say this label is really pushing me a certain direction, which is super fun. You know, because sometimes for Stirling it's just the name, so there's not as much to go off of. But I do have to say sometimes labels skew me. I'll be honest.
And I'm not sure if the Barbershop and like these that are the more of the cartoon graphics. I'm not sure if these are the newer labels or if these are the older labels.
Either way, this is fun. I gotta say,
we like the cartoons.
I'm enjoying meeting this mountain man we have here.
All right, let's take it in. No, we were doing a little bit of research on this, and I saw a thumbnail on YouTube. You could probably find it that said Creed's Silver Mountain Water or How to Steal Someone Else's Wife. I was like, so this must be for the ladies. I'm thinking. So here we go, Mountain Man, but for the Mountain Lady, I think maybe. So let's see what happens.
Let's see here. A little off the path, maybe. Oh, it's a lighter pour kind of. I wonder. Okay, I mean it's a Creed. Let's see.
Taking you to a Mountain Man. What are you getting?
Oh. Okay, I do get the citrusy sides. I know after reading that, I do get that. So it's bright. It is a sunshiny, like, bright day happening. But there's something crisp about it, which may be more of the mountainside.
Fun.
And, you know, when we were looking up the list of who wore this, it was saying trademark as kind of like his OG scent for David Bowie. But there was some women listed on that as well. Were. And after smelling this first little whiff, I gotta say, it may be one I want to steal.
Hey! All right, y'all. So maybe a little bit down the middle.
It's not as mountain manly, I guess, as I thought. But the crisp side, you know, like the fresh mountain air. I think the Silver Mountain title, like there's something about that. Like I literally feel like there's like a creek or a stream running nearby. Like fresh water, clean, crisp. I feel like I thought it was going to be more green, I guess, just because it was the mountain vibes.
Well, the bergamot, right?
But there is a clean green. Nice. It's not like a vetiver woodsy,
Do you get the green tea?
That might be what's keeping it so bright and crisp. Nice. Because I do get like that crisp fog in the morning or like the chill mountain air kind of. And that might be what's doing it. I don't know how.
Can you tell it's a Creed homage?
Right away, it has that sort of like complexity that is, if I hadn't read the list before, my brain would want to figure out like how it's being created, if that makes sense. Oh. I am outdoors, I feel like.
Sweet.
But if I had to be in a suit, could totally wear this.
Oh,
if I had to be
ask you that
in
next.
the mountains, like it's a really cool, versatile scent. Like daytime, nighttime, like I'm not really being pushed into a certain lane.
Right. Queen of England. Wore Creed, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
She might still. Not sure how long until it wears off.
I keep wanting to whiff it, so I guess that's a good sign. I'm very curious to see, because now we do have a few in that Creed lane, at least homages wise, but we haven't had one like this.
Can you tell it's on the family tree?
Yes, I can, but it's less sweet and much more crisp than I feel like the others were.
Less sweet?
We'll see what you think.
I'm going in.
It's the citrus is there, so the natural kind of sweets that come with that, but I don't. Yes, I'll shut up. Let's see what he said.
Whoa.
But on your quest to find a clean scent.
Right.
It may be in that lane.
Okay, so my brain had just piecing this together. It was like, okay, I totally get that it's leaving the executive man, the sharp dressed man zone, because those are super clean and like soapy, right?
Yeah.
And then this is coming over and it's taking the soapy part out of it. It's taking like that fresh from the shower ness that Creeds often have for me back sort of out of it. It doesn't leave it dirty. Let's be very clear.
No, we are not digging in the mountains. They're pretty mountains.
This is still super clean, but there's nothing in here, believe it or not, if you know the Creeds that I know so far, that doesn't denote anything soapy, anything like along that line. It's doing it with a darker sort of spice without it all going too dark. So this is not tobaccos. This is not patchoulis. It's not your black currant. Right. It's your black currant. It's your green tea. These are what's grounding this. But so it's going a little deeper than the others, and it doesn't have that soapy sort of high sweetness that the others have. So, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah, take another whiff. Because I felt like each whiff, I got different sides of it.
Whoa.
But it's real.
Yes, this goes hard for the base notes in between the green tea and the black currant. And I spy a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel.
Did you say hi? Somebody wanted to go to the mountains.
This is Elaine Stritch, the mountain dog for today. Oh, this is just beautiful. Because it does. It takes... And isn't that clever of a Creed scent? It uses as its base 2 scents that don't go too deep on their own. Puts them together to make the spiciness, and then that's your floor. That's the floor this is standing on. And again, doesn't go to the soapy, to the mentholy, to kind of that part that the executive man and the sharp dressed man do for me, or even intrepid man. This man can feel the earth under his feet, and I want to take another look at these scent notes one at a time. Okay, so hold on. The bergamot and orange here are being used in a very different way than we normally encounter bergamot and orange, because normally they're like kind of the sweetness that opens the door. Not in this.
That's what I meant. I know the citrus is in here, but it's not the sweeter side. It's the crisper, cleaner side of the citrus somehow. I don't know how that works.
Well, if you like a little whimsy in your shaving bowls, head over to Haley's Artisan, because they've got the Star Wars Death Star one, and they've got this. It's got sprinkles. When you got a ladle going on, there's ice cream in your bowl.
It does. It's way too fun.
And these little grooves, boy, do they hang on to the soap. You gotta love that. So let's
get it in action.
the
here.
lather. Ooh, nice and soft, this one.
And then while you're lathering that up, I do feel like the bergamot orange come together, and it's not an orange blossom, which sometimes we
it's
have
not
more.
sweet.
It's not. It's definitely like the orange, almost the peel.
Yes, it is a savory citrus in that bergamot and orange that lets you in the door. And then that goes straight into the blackcurrant and green tea.
And that, again, keeps it clean and crisp somehow.
Right.
Like the brightness of a green tea. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
It almost is like the same feeling I get from like a fresh mint, but it's not mint.
Right.
It's the green tea.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, because just as I smelled this lather, I was like, wait a minute, is there something? Because my brain always looks for two things, mint and cedar.
It's
I'm not
two.
sure why.
Those are his
but I was like, wait, is there mint in here? No. I don't think so.
No.
But there might be something.
And so going to like galbanum, musk, and sandalwood petitgrain side, you'd think those would be deeper, more masculine. Does that make sense?
Petitgrain,
But
that's what's
but
jumping
it's
up
not.
the ladder.
It's not as dark of a sense. Like
Right,
I don't
right.
feel like I'm in the shade of the trees. I feel like I'm kind of like still out in the open air.
right.
You know. I really thought this would have a little bit more of like the sharp dressed man kind of side, a little bit.
You know?
But it's not as like identical as I thought.
Yeah, you know, for sharp dress, it's a little bit more of a fun, whimsical scent for me. It's a little bit lighter. It's a
Playful,
little bit
maybe?
more like somebody's going to take out a balloon and make you a dog out of it. But this is a little bit more like what you'd expect if you were going to go somewhere where like high level business is doing done. So I know it's kind of funny, but like a judge or like somebody like that, more of the dapper, no nonsense kind
More
of a
like a
scent, while
straight focused kind of
right,
like
while
vibe.
still smelling really good and really put together. It's got a little less of the playful vibe and a little bit more of the dapper business is being done by to it, I think. So hold on a second. I want you to smell for the petitgrain, because I almost forgot that was in the scent notes, but I think that is at the heart of what's keeping this both natural, alluring, but also on more of that dapper, straight edge kind of side. So you ready? This is the fresh rain on leaves whiff. Here we go. You're only going to find this in the Barbershop Duet on 3, 1, 2.
Yes.
Oh, I can almost smell the tree in this.
There's something a little more in the lather that's a little bit sweeter, and this actually makes it a little more mountain air-ish, I gotta say.
And I think I've got those leaves a lot better than this. Y'all, the lather is where it's at.
So maybe we are a little bit in more of the shade of the trees. I may be a
And
lighter.
I think where the magic is happening here is in those citruses, in
Yes.
that bergamot, in that orange, and then and even the currant, mixing with a petitgrain, right? Mixing with a sandalwood, mixing with a galbanum, mixing with a musk. It's two very different worlds, and how they're kind of coming together to make these beigey, browny colors.
It still doesn't have that like dark layer to the scent. I'm not sure how.
And I think that's why it's brilliant. It's like, how dark can Creed go? This.
Yeah.
Because its trademark is a light, beautiful silky.
Right, and it still has that signature kind of trademark because
Right.
it doesn't get so dark.
But it's like,
you know?
how dark can it go while still staying Creed? This. And this is, I think, what that is. I think this is that darker side of Creed. Whoa. And I suddenly just got a bit of a candy sense from the bergamot. Think lime. Think candied lime. Subtle. Turn down. But think candied lime. And take a little whiff.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost either the black currant, the green tea, something that's interacting like back and forth is creating a new type of scent.
And I get a little bit of that like lime essential oil wisp from like Stirling lime. at the
maybe,
end of
yeah.
this, and that's like the lime. But it's almost like a halo of scent around the whole thing.
I'm
like
with you.
you don't
That's
really
what's
get it
keeping
in
it,
the
but that's
center.
the lighter vibe that we're getting.
Right.
Like it's really not. It really does kind of feel like it's floating above us.
So it's
somehow.
almost like when I smell this, and if I program my brain lime, it totally gets it and very little else. And then if I program my brain petitgrain, it gets that and very little else. So hold on. So you ready? Think just lime. Ready? Just lime.
There's more in the base
Right.
here. Like
Yes.
before it's lathered up, it's a little
Yes.
lighter, a little
Right.
less of the sweetie
Now,
kind of stuff.
just think petitgrain.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely. I know you had it on YouTube.
I think it's like the Laurel and Yanny thing. Whichever your brain sort of zeroes in on first, it kind of fills in the gaps for that.
But I'm actually curious if that's going to happen also with the splash we have hiding over there.
Well, there's one way to find out, because mountains go down. Ooh, the splash! And I did not get menthol.
You're right.
Not entirely sure why.
but
I
we
did
actually
get
just came in the order with all the other glacials, so maybe we just decided.
I had OD'd on menthol at this point.
Just in case the glacial layer was
Right.
a little much. Our mountains are not in the glacials right now.
But this
so.
is cool because our sharp dressed is not menthol either.
That's true.
So once we got frozen tuxedo,
That,
now
see,
we'll
then
be
we
able to
have little
experience it both
friends
ways.
here.
So maybe there'll be a frozen mountain
Okay,
man
or
coming
you
out one
can
day.
order it with glacial, and then
That's
you'll
true.
have frozen mountains. See, sometimes it's good to get that because there's a jump sometimes for the cologne vibes here. I should go for it too. Oh.
Hold on. Oh. Whoa!
You smell it too?
Almost a cashmere?
Oh!
It's coming on this? Are you getting that?
We're trying.
And the deaf dog woke up?
Yes, you did.
It's for me, it's a beautiful, almost candied citrus that takes you almost all the way down to a leather. It's like, whoa,
but again, not
beautiful.
dark.
No,
not dark.
No, think like cashmere / beautiful worn-in jacket / new car.
Right, like that really, really light tan colored leather.
Whoa, and then it kind of comes back again and rejoins the citrus. Woo.
Okay, so this does on me smell a little more masculine here.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, less here. So I do have to say, the mountain man side. But there is no lime listed, but the bergamot here.
That's kind of what I'm using as the lime.
Right. But that,
kind of a freaky lime, I think.
But it does have a sweet side in the dry down.
Like an old Victorian house.
Yes.
Kind of
like a timeless
to it. Does that make sense?
Yes. And it almost has like,
stained glass.
Yeah, I know it's not listed here, but I'm almost getting like that cucumber lime water. Or it's something so I mean, it does say Silver Mountain water.
Right.
There's nothing listed as a water scent, but somehow, when you get a cucumber water or something like the fruit in it, you can smell it differently.
And you know what's funny? I mean, we all kind of know that technically water doesn't have a scent.
Right.
But we all kind of know that technically it does.
Right.
And then what if you took that almost non-existent scent and turned up the saturation so you could really smell it? Would this sort of help paint the picture of what natural water would smell like? And it's funny that silver is so often used to describe water. You know what I mean?
Right. The minerally kind of side too of like, think if you were just standing by a waterfall.
Right.
Or, and that kind of permeates into the air.
Right. So just like the subtle moss on the rocks or just she likes it too. I too totally get like a mountain stream.
That's what I mean. Like I'm picturing myself standing next to like the rapids somewhere of like fresh bustling water.
Right.
It does have a smell.
Right. Because I love that Executive Man really does take me to a business meeting and this really does take me outside.
I get that fresh, crisp, clean water smell. I know.
Like the green moss on the rocks and it's a little cool in the morning. Like I'm getting all of that.
Right. And there is that coolness in the air, but the sun is coming. Like the sweeter sides of this help bring that out too.
Right. And then as it all comes together at the very end, as you hear the door slam shut way behind you, there is just this little after effect of it telling you, by the way, don't forget, I'm a cologne. And I do get that sense at the very end of the wisp.
Just a little gentle nudge.
Right. That this is, don't forget, a well-balanced, beautiful cologne. And you've just been adventuring around inside of it. And I do get that.
Okay. So I'm still back to the idea that I know we got into this world for shade soaps. But I have to say, all of these really cool homages to colognes and stuff, we never would have gone looking around to smell. Like now that I smell these, I get why Creed is so well known in that perfuming world.
And at $300 and $400 a bottle for the original, I'm so happy to have these homages just so we can collect so many of them. I mean, the splash here is less than a glass of wine in Manhattan.
And if you really want to splurge and get the EDT, still, that's a wonderful price point.
I rarely go to bed with how little I have it for it on, just to tell the family secret.
And it's interesting too to see what Stirling will do to the scent and like how to bring that to life in what they want to put their name on. Everyone clearly gets attached to certain scents. And this really is in that lane of how clean you can get a smell. It's clean.
It's almost for me thinking like, how clever could you possibly make an orange? So like if you fed this into ChatGPT and you were like, make an orange as clever as you can. Nope. More clever. Nope. More clever. Nope. More clever. This is where we would land.
Right. I do have to say this has a place in our den. We don't have something that is as clean and in this lane.
Nothing like this. Whoa. And the sweetness in this is so different. I'm just still trying to describe it, but it's almost the sweetness of a gingerbread cookie.
Right. And I know there was one of the other Stirling one that this happened too. Like smelling the base, it was a little sweeter. And then once you lather it up and then once you get the splash, like there are different layers to the scent. And each of these bring out different characters, which are super fun. And the dude on the label is just kind of awesome. I gotta say.
So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be a Secret Service agent on the outskirts of Yosemite Valley about 100 years ago, and when the president says, oh my gosh, look over there, don't, or you're gonna get your own.
head over to stirlingsoap.com where you can find this and a wide range of other products.
Mountain Man, y'all, the dirtiest clean I could possibly imagine. What a great idea for a Creed scent. We want to do the darker spices. We want to do the more mountain rugged guy smell, but still keep it in that Creed wheelhouse of, is it absolutely clean and beautiful? Yes. Is it dirty and spicy? Yes. Just like the Mountain Man himself. And the Stirling lather, y'all, it's a treat. It's just fun to build. It gets more fun every time I go to build it. You'd think this would get old, but it doesn't. And with 5.8 ounces of it, you just sleep better at night. Rod and Mandy, thank you for this. Wow, normally this is so good, I put it down for messages, but I can't.
You can't do it. So, welcome to Messages.
Hey, y'all. So this month we are giving away a $20 gift card to Phoenix Artists and Accoutrements in celebration of some of the awesome scents that they released during the summer. To be eligible, all you have to do is send an email here to WeSentYou@theBarbershopDuet.com so we can get back to you. It is the only way we communicate about our videos. And then check back here on August 3rd when we draw our name on the show and you can see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck.
You like it, Lainey?
Yeah.
It's rich and spicy. It gets more interesting the more I smell it.
I think the two words that still come to me is like bright, zesty, and like somehow original. Whether that's the outdoor side of it, but it is not just your like normal scent average. It makes you think. It makes you go somewhere mentally.
Yeah.
You know, it really takes you there.
Let's have a grown-up conversation. Y'all, I can really tell that like Executive Man, Sharp-Dressed Man, Intrepid Man, those are really close cousins. This one, this one's in the other room at Thanksgiving at the kiddie table. This is not related in the same way.
A different time of year,
darker,
a different place,
right.
Something,
this is spicier. This is a much different intention. But I love that because for me, you can tell a lot about the artist by some of the experimental, more outskirty things that they do. And I love that Creed created this because it's so different than the others.
I'm trying to think if there's a certain time of year or day because compared to the other ones, I was going to say that too. Like right when it's shifting seasons.
It's the petrichor.
Yeah, there's something about
winter,
that.
Right?
Approaching spring.
But I don't
like,
think I'm going to throw you out of bed in summer for bringing this.
No, and where we live, we don't have as drastic of seasons. So I got to say, we probably could wear this a little bit more, which is kind of fun.
Lather, y'all. This Stirling lather's just a vacation.
And now knowing that David Bowie wore this, doesn't that kind of feel like it's like kind of its own statement, which is kind of fun.
Right.
You know, like he was very music based and stuff, but I do feel like he was just so original that this scent completely makes sense.
Dance, magic, dance, jump, magic, jump. Look at this lather.
Holy moly. Okay, I do have to say, I'm really glad we busted out another Creed, and this is our kind of like celebrity homage month, so I'm curious what other cool ones we're going to find that other people wore.
I wonder if we could actually figure out which one the Queen of England did wear, or if she was a little bit secretive.
Right,
about that,
maybe.
but who knows?
Don't forget your next appointment with Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell more adventurous just watching this.